Hey guys, welcome back to Love That Vape. Today I'm just going to be doing a quick review on this coil here. This coil, I found the design for it at Rip Tippers. It's a YouTube channel, and basically it's called the Dragon Coil, but I've made this with a difference, you see. Now the Dragon Coil is a standard one strand of 24 gauge kanthal, or you can use probably 26, or if you really want you can use 22 gauge, but I've used 22 gauge. I like a nice thick coil, and the difference is that I've used a parallel wrap. So I've used two strands parallel to each other and then wrap them around my screwdriver, yeah? So two strands at once, so it's a parallel coil. So it's a parallel Dragon Coil. You can see here, basically the whole coil is completely and utterly covered in cotton. I've used this quite a bit since I've made it. It's quite a nice coil, to be fair. And the only opening is this one here. So when you fire this bad boy up, it spits out from there, and that's where you get your vape from. So with no further ado, line up your air hole, obviously with that hole, your tube. Let's stick that in as well. I've also made an adaptation to my mouthpiece. I've gone for a smaller nozzle. Don't know why. I quite like it. They say that more airflow is better and everything else. So I've just tested this out, and I quite like the way it feels on my mouth, and I quite like the way it draws. It produces a nice warm vape, not too hot and everything. So I quite like it. Don't know why, but I do. So here it is. So here we are, smaller nozzle, smaller mouthpiece. So I can't drip into there, but it's no problem just to pull that off. Line up my holes again. Not a problem. So here we go. Produces a great amount of vape in my opinion. It's nice and warm. The flavour's fantastic. And the way that the cotton's wrapped around that coil, for me, I am getting a good lot of hits out of this. I can hit and hit and hit. It doesn't make a difference. I don't have to keep dripping and refilling. It's fantastic. I just pull and pull. It's just brilliant. I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. This mouthpiece, I don't know why, but for me it makes the experience better. I don't know why. You get this lot of airflow and you go and it goes quick. You got a lot more air. You get more vapor. I don't necessarily know if this is true or not. The only real way to test it is by doing it yourself. Make your own coils and things. Experiment. I've been experimenting a lot with a lot of different coils. I've been doing triple strands. I've been doing parallel strands. I've been doing double coils on one side. I've been doing Dragon coils like this one. I've been doing double Dragon coils. The single Dragon coil for me is probably better, because otherwise, if you do double Dragon coils, you kind of have to get smaller coils, shorter coils. Whereas this coil is quite a length. Let's just get this cap off as well. So the coil runs pretty much from this post all the way up. It's quite a long coil, so that's why I like this one. But like I say, you could just pull on it. Tastes nice and warm. The flavour's fantastic. To be fair, I have to fill it up now because I've had a good few pulls on this thing. But I didn't really actually fill it right up to the point where it was oversaturated. So, I just drip right into the well here. So I drip it into there and just let it sit there. and you can almost see it soak into the wick. You can see it like gather up into that wick around that coil. It's fantastic. So you know, I love this, and because it's sitting in that well. I will just give it a good old soaking because I want a good old vape on this thing. You know, once it's in that well. So, excuse me for my stupidity. So once you've got that well filled up, you know, it will last a lot longer. Obviously, you've got to be careful that you don't overfill it because it will seep out of all the holes and airflow areas. So, you know, be careful. It's a flavour sensation from the first moment the vapour hits your mouth. It just keeps coming, and it's absolutely fantastic. I totally rate that if you want to experiment with coils. I've been told that, you know, don't mess around with coils. Just build standard dual parallel coils or whatever, and be done with it because they produce the same amount of smoke or whatever. I disagree. I think if you experiment, you can find the one that is nice or easy for you to build, and you can make a good coil for yourself. Now, my favourite so far is this Dragon coil with this mouthpiece though. I tried it without the mouthpiece and I was a bit, yeah, it's nice, but it's not giving me that hit I want. Now, with the mouthpiece, it kind of channels all that vapour to one point. So, for me, that's nice. I feel the warmth from my mouth, I feel the warmth going down, and when it comes back up, pure flavour, it's fantastic. And I have overfilled this because it's leaking everywhere, but it's great. Excuse me, I double inhaled then. Woo! So another thing I want to show you guys is the ohms on this. Another thing I want to show you is the ohms. Just because, well, some people will go, oh, I don't want to build something that's too resistant, or you know, something like that. So this is, I don't know if you can see that because it's a bit bright. And yeah, so it's 0.32, or was that, yeah, 0.32, if you can see that, 0.32, there we go. So it is 0.32, it's a nice amount. I mean, so I've experimented with my sub-ohm battery, and I find that anything that's like lower than 0.2 struggles to work. It struggles to, you know, it does this flashy thing like it's shorting out, but it's not shorting out, obviously, because I've tested all that kind of stuff. So it's going, no, I can't put the power through that. I don't know why, but it's not. So I do recommend you get one of these. 15 quid, they're cheap, they're rechargeable, they last forever. So I tested this and I was like, well, okay, 3.2, I like that. I have run a coil through my sub-ohm battery at 0.19. That is the lowest I've ever managed to get the resistance in one of my coils, and it vaped very well actually. So I do suggest that you experiment with not just the types of coils that you can wrap, but also the types of resistance that run through the coil as well. So you get a full range of experimentation with your vaping e-cigarette, e-shisha, atomizer, you name it, whatever you want. So yeah, this is it, and I'm very happy with this, and I will be doing a tutorial, and I will be adding a description, a link in the description for rep tippers. And to be fair, I use his YouTube channel for a lot of my builds. He's come up with some fantastic ones himself, and he also uses other people, so I will use him to place the credit where credit is due for those guys who have invented these Dragon coils. Okay, so this is a parallel Dragon coil, so I don't want to really take any credit for this, because I've just taken two designs and merged them together, if you understand me. I took a parallel coil where you take two strands and wrap them around, you know, a single coil sort of thing, and then I got a design and put that into it. So I don't want to take no credit for this. So credit where credit is due. I don't really know because I don't research, go, who invented this coil, who invented that coil. I just go, that's a nice coil, I want to try and build that, and I go from there. So you credit where credit due. If you know whoever invented this, you could put in the comments and I'll add it to the description. That's no problem. And so yeah, just guys, experiment. Don't be fooled about naysayers that go, you don't need to experiment, you're just showboating. You're not. You're not just showboating, because it is nice to go, look what I've built, guys, down at the shop or whatever, and then people go, ooh, that's nice, that's pretty clever. But it's not about going, my build's better than yours. It's I found a build that's nice for me and I like it. That's my philosophy on the thing. I like this. So there we are. Thanks one again. So if you really do want me to build a tutorial for this, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that other jazz. If you want me to build this parallel dragon coil, I will show you. All I want you guys is to like, subscribe, comment, all that other stuff. I want to see lots of hype about this. I want to know that you guys want to see me build this, okay? I know I'm new to YouTube and everything, so, and some of my videos are probably not top notch, and I get that. That's fine. I don't care. You know, I'm doing it for you guys. I'm not doing it for my pleasure. You know, how often do I ever sit in front of a camera? Not very often. So, you know, if you guys want to see it, I will show you. But you must tell me.